And we're back live. We're sorry for any inconvenience caused to all our viewers. We had a bit of technical problems, difficulties, but we're back on live right now, and it's the KIS B team versus the Prague Falcons, and the score, fortunately, is still 0-0, so you did not miss any action. And today with me is Dima Kaniszewski.
Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. So we're in the progress of the game, and currently the teams are pretty equal. Before this game, we saw a great game between Warsaw Warriors and KIS A team, where Warsaw Warriors were at their very best. They were dominating during the whole game, so they definitely add some points of confidence into their wallet, I would say. Now let's switch gears to our current game between Prague and KISB. And here's was a great attempt by KISB. Number 7 was about to shoot the goals of the opponent, but the shot was blocked. And here's a counter attack by Prague, dribbling on the wing and pass in the middle, but the defense is first on the ball.
And both of the teams seem to have very lively tempos. Might I remind you that in the first half, last time when the Cossacks faced off versus Prague, the tempo in the first half was a bit more, a bit slower. They were still testing out their opponents, and the game resulted in a 1-0 victory in favor of the KIS Cossacks. And here we certainly see two teams not afraid to attack. However, the Cossacks have been especially active on the offensive side, led by Aliyah, number 2, the star of the tournament so far. Just a friendly reminder, of course this will sound biased, but I am more than proud of, as a Cossack, I'm more than proud of Aliyah, and I remind everyone that she had a total of 6 goals yesterday, first day in the tournament. Dima, what do you think about that incredible record?
Well, as you said, it was just incredible, and reminding the fact that we were not hoping that much on KSB team, right? We thought that they will perform an average game, but we can see that they have 4 wins in a row, and they haven't lost a single game so far.
Yes, and it's fair to say they have been outperforming the A team, which the A team has served as a direct dichotomy and opposite of the B team, losing all of its games so far. And when our cast interviewed Aliyah yesterday after the incredible 3-0 start, we asked about, like, heading in Prague, one of the stronger teams of the tournament. How does it feel like to go? What was running through her mind before that game? And she mentioned how she was just tired and she wanted to play football, and she had an incredible spirit, like as if it was for her just another job to get done, something she's truly passionate about. We've mentioned any fears or nervousness, and she said no, not really, which is very fascinating and uplifting to hear. And we've dubbed her the Mamba of the Cossacks team, because due to her killer instinct, straight off the bat, she led the Cossack team, multiple offensive opportunities for the Cossacks. She wasn't afraid to take the ball on all by herself, and we'll see if the same will happen today. And right now we see the Prague Falcons on the left side.
So we just saw an attempt by Prague team through the left wing. There was such a great dribbling, and here's one more try, and there's There's a miss, but it was very, very close.
And now we see the Cossacks with a counter opportunity, and it's led by Aliyah on the left wing, and unfortunately she steps out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Prague Falcons, and they waste no time throwing the ball in. As I've mentioned before, the tempo of the game is very quick, which makes the game more thrilling for the audience. And now the Falcon in return steps out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in. A little miscommunication between the players and the referee. And so far we've seen decent opportunities from both sides. However, defensively, both teams were able to react likewise. And it's, for anyone tuning in, it's a stalemate on both sides, 0-0. And now it's Elisa on the ball. Misreads it, and Chantel Thompson, the defensive anchor, defensive captain of the team, does a great job of blocking the ball to avoid any uncomfortable situation for the goalkeeper. And a substitution for the Reds as number 12 comes on field. So the usual strategy for Coach Burke is, at least it was during their last game, was basically a hit and run strategy. Excuse me, not a hit and run. Gun and run strategy. That is the name. And the Prague Falcons take the lead with a 1-0 over the KS Cossacks. As unfortunately as the ball ricochets off the goalpost.
Yeah, the goalkeeper was very, very close to save its goals, but unfortunately for Kiev, we missed the first goal. So 1-0 in favor of Prague.
And we will see how the Cossacks respond now. It is a rare occurrence that the team is trailing someone, so we'll see if they respond aggressively with enthusiasm, or perhaps they get their nerves get better of them. So what I mentioned before is that Coach Brooks' strategy is more of a gun and run, is basically scoring a goal and then focusing on the defensive side. As we've seen yesterday, to maintain the win, they put Alisa Pimenova, originally a striker. They switched her back to the defensive side. Dima wasn't here to witness it, but that strategy actually worked out very well for the Cossacks, and they've managed to secure a 1-0 win against this very team. And right now, it looks like the tables have turned for now, as it is 1-0 for the Prague Falcons.
Also, KS Cossacks should be aware and careful with being overconfident, perhaps, because they had 4 wins in a row and no losses. However, in the finals, no one will treat them as dark horses anymore. Everyone will make notes on them, so they should keep it up and not relax at any point.
And so far the girls look poised. They're hustling on defense. Chantel Thompson, the mentioned captain, was visibly frustrated after the first goal, and it seems like she will not accept it happening the second time. So right now, and we see Alisa Pimenova with a breakthrough on the right wing, just misses off the ball. But Aliyah with a near steal on the other hand, and we see great offensive pressure from the Cossacks. And wow, collision between the Prague Falcon and the KS Cossack. And now the defense just skips the ball. We should see the goalkeeper come out front, and she does so very well. And it is a foul on the Prague Falcons. A collision due to the force of inertia causes both players to stumble down, and it will be a free kick for the Cossacks. We see Alisa Pimenova with a free kick, hoping to land on the feet of Aliyah. And now the Cossacks are back on defense. It will be a throw-in for the Prague Falcons.
And throughout now there's an attempt by Prague and goalkeeper has the ball. I wanted to say that Prague did a great job on defending the right wing. The left wing where Aliyah plays, one of the most dangerous players on the KAS side, and Prague is definitely making notes on that and trying to avoid all the attacks through the left wing.
And currently we've seen Aliyah hustle back on defense to ensure that her team does not make any more mistakes defensively. And it seems like she's hustled back on offense right now, and it's the corner for the Cossacks. Or as I like to say, the Cossacks corner, no pun intended. And the usual corner to the right, and it will be a goal kick right into the goalie's hands, the ball has. And it will be the Prague Falcons. They have not been hesitant whatsoever attacking, counter-attacking, using their speeds. A beautiful dribbling shown by the one of Prague's left wingers. And now we see some action on the right wing. Number 5 stops the ball, and a shot attempt. As I mentioned, she did not require too much thinking on that shot. She just took it as she saw, and it will be a goal kick for the Cossacks. And now we have Aliyah on the left wing speeding up. That has a tendency to be dangerous, but the Prague defense has no problem stopping her there. Great defensive stop for the Falcons, and now Chantal will bring the ball in.
By the way, talking about Aliyah, number 2 on Kazakh's team, have you noticed, Malek, that comparing to the first game where she played just the left wing, coach slightly changed position for her, and now she's playing a role as a free artist. For example, she's backing up with the defense on the right wing. Also, she's attacking the opponent. She's creating a pressure, so she's all around the place.
Definitely. Like I mentioned, she plays with a lot of hearts, so she doesn't even necessarily has to be instructed by the coach to do something in which her football IQ just guides her to, and simply she does the smartest and best thing for the team to ensure the team does not concede any more goals. So yes, I'll have to agree with you on this one, Dima. And now we've reached halftime. For anyone tuning in, it is 1-0 in favor of the Prague Falcons. The KS Cossacks B team is trailing. And so far we've seen a very dynamic game, very interesting game, multiple opportunities on both sides. Of course, closer to the end of first half, it has been Prague attacking and taking any shots that were given to them. They showed remarkable qualities of being poised and just trying to exhaust the Cossacks early on. However, the Cossacks have not stepped down. They remained determined to get back in the game and did not allow any more goals to be conceded. So, Dima, what are your impressions on the first half?
Well, it was not surprising that the teams were pretty equal, and even though I think Prague had more attempts on the goals, however, KSB had their moments. They knew how to counter-attack the Prague. However, they struggled on the opponent's side, definitely, probably because of the tiredness and fatigue after the first game. But as I said previously, the game is pretty tight right now.
Yes, I'll have to agree with you. The game can truly go any way now. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some. And now an update from our reporter on the other side. It's the KCA clashing with the Bucharest Vampires, and the score is currently 1-0 at halftime for the KCA Eagles in favor of them, which potentially they can turn to be their first win of the tournament so far.
Yeah. And Prague is charging themselves on the second half. The coach is trying to fill them with energy, with passion. And Cossacks is definitely planning their tactic also. The coach is giving some advices to the to Kiev defenders. And how was the defense of KS in this game? I mean the first half.
Well, in my opinion, it wasn't like there was a concrete hole in the defense or a gap which can just be easily fixed. It just seems like the girls at times were too exhausted by how fast the Prague team countered them, and there might have been some miscommunications. But as we've seen, the first goal, it was a great goal indeed, and the goalkeeper had a good touch on the ball. But it unfortunately it wasn't enough to save the goal. So I'm not worried about the Cossack defense. I just hope that they will able to find the spark offensively. And here's a quick attempt that we've been talking about. Aliyah running on the. And now Aliyah intercepts the ball for the Falcons, and perhaps the. However, the Falcons managed to stop that offensive possession efficiently, and perhaps we have an attack on the right wing. It might be across to the other side, and it beautifully finds a Prague striker, which attempts a shot but misses it wide.
And you mentioned the pace of the strikers of Prague, but I also would like to mention the positioning of the players. I think it's one of the key factors why Prague is so confident in pressuring the opponent. And here's a quick counter attack by Cossacks. There was a long pass from the defender, but Prague defenders are first in the ball. And now the counter attack by Prague. Nice dribbling. The ball is in the center. So it's 2-on-1.
Yeah, unfortunately, too much dribbling in that case.
Yeah, so defenders had a quantity advantage here. So it's a goal kick. It's a goal kick right now.
The start of the second half, and we've already seen so many. We've already seen several offensive possessions for the for the Falcons. And this just proves further my point that the Falcons are playing with an incredible tempo. I have not seen them so far simply stop the ball and look for opportunities. It has been running with the ball, and then finding the correct woman for the pass due to incredible positioning that you mentioned. And the KS Cossacks with Alisa Pimenova trying to push the ball through the midfield. However, it's reached in stupor and then Aliyah is on the right wing, but she is heavily contested by a Prague defender. So the Prague defenders seem to have been doing a good job in containing number 2, Aliyah, the real kryptonite of most teams. What would you say about that?
So Aliyah is on the ball right now, and there's a shot. And referee blows a whistle. Is it a substitute? Yeah. So there's a substitute for Prague team. So I wanna also mention the tactic of defense that Cossacks are using right now, and the important factor here is that the strikers are also backing up their players, so Prague will not have a big quantity advantage on their half. Ali is with the ball again, but there's a defender is overtaking the ball, but there was a long shot, but it's a miss. So now we'll see a goal kick by Kozak team.
And so far, we've seen so everyone seems to be in their original position except for an interesting change. Once again, Alisa Pimenova has been moved further down to be kind of the control center for the midfield and defense. But we see her hustling right now for the Kozak throw-in. And it's mainly aimed at Aliyah, and it is very obvious to the Prague Falcons that Aliyah is the main target. So they do a great job of covering her up, and now it's the Falcons with an opportunity to counter. And the left wing is opening up, but good defense by the Cossacks, not allowing any time for a decision to be made. And it will be a throw-in for the Falcons. And the referee blows his whistle. There has been... And yeah, it's yellow ball. So it will be a Falcon throw-in. And once again something upsets the referee. And it's the Cossacks throw-in due to an illegal throw-in from the Falcons. Falcons kick it away, but Aliyah is right there on the ball. Manages great control and sprints over her opponent, but then stops. And great sportsmanship showed by the Falcons as they help her up. And it will be a throw-in for the Cossacks on the left side.
So there's a throw by the Cossacks right now, and Prague has kicked the ball out behind the line. So there will be one more throw right now. So Prague is having a chance for a counter attack here. It's a 4-on-3 right now, and Prague has a quantity advantage. However, KAS defenders are doing well in neutralizing the offense. Using the left wing right now, and pass to the center, and there's a miss. There was a very good position, but unfortunately the ball slipped from the foot.
Yeah, it just misses off her right foot. It seems to have been that she was too surprised to find herself that wide open. A little mismanagement of the ball from the Cossack defense, and as I've mentioned, the Prague Falcons do not hesitate in manipulating and capitalizing on Cossack mistakes, and we see a good save by the KS goalie Sia, as she's about to throw or kick the ball out. No, it will be done by Chantel. And the Falcons intercept the ball on the left wing.
And I think that we both agreed that the coach's decision of Cossacks to switch the role of Aliyah is correct. However, don't you think that after a couple of games it will lead to the exhaustion? Because having the role of free artist requires you to run, how Aliyah does now, and here's the kick, but goalkeeper does well. So yeah, as I was talking, Aliyah has to move across the field a lot right now. What's your prediction of her role in the finals?
Yes, that is something I fear. Likewise, she had a lot of rest time during the last game in the Cossacks' victory. However, in these certain close games, she's very much exhausted throughout such games because she has to move back and forth, hustle back on offense and on defense. So I'll have to agree with you on this one, Dima, that allowing her to be the free artist might not be beneficial in the long run as it is now. And we just seen a beautiful attempt as she broke out. However, had she just taken a bit more time to make a powerful strike instead of settling for a shot, which was easy for the goalie to counter, and a great long distance shot by number 15, Alisa Pimenova, that awards the Cossacks a corner.
And Alisa is doing a great job so far of connecting the attack and the defense of KS Cossacks. She's always the first on the ball, and she uses it very quickly. She tries not to dribble too much, to play with pass.
And it will be a throw and not a corner.
Yeah. And now Alisa has the ball. But too late. Yeah, the shot wasn't as strong as we thought it would be, but I think she will have her chances further in the game. Yeah, there was a great pass through by Prague and great job by defense. I think. Let's see. So Olia is with the ball, trying to dribble. Will Alisa shoot? Yeah. Good save by the goalkeeper, and we will witness a corner right now. And talking about last moment of the game, we thought that there's injury on Prague's team, but everything is fine right now. And there's a double substitute by Prague right now.
Yes, the Prague team, as mentioned last game, are very dynamic. There's a very common occurrence of those substitutions to help maintain this quickness of the team. And here we see a great defensive stop by the Cossack defense. They do not fail to react. And so the Falcons are an incredibly quick team. Even as we, the audience, we sometimes have trouble keeping on. And I've talked to some of our filming crew, and a lot of them complain about how fast they run the ball, that they have to switch the cameras so quickly that the resolution gets lost. And imagine being the one actually playing and defending such a fast tempo team. And here we see an interception by the Prague Falcons, and we see Chantel Thompson clearing the ball, which fortunately lands right into Alia's feet, but it is too quick to control. If I'm not mistaken, it will be a throw-in for the Cossacks. Alisa Pimenova with a long throw-in. And a great opening for number 7, but shoot the ball, and it is 1-1. A tie for the Cossacks. Number 7 with an incredibly important equalizer.
Yeah. The combination was great, though. There's the long throw, a little bit of dribbling, and then bang, and it's goal.
Incredible how the Cossacks answer back with their own spicy opportunity. The Prague defense did not even have a second to blink on that one, as they thought that they've handled the situation, but the Cossacks stayed with the ball and netted one in. And here we have what Dima Kanishevsky mentioning, old good traditional aerial football in the air, that long in throw-in you were talking about, which led to a very successful possession. And right now, this is truly the critical moment, as we're running out of time in the second half. We'll see how the match is going to end, who will respond, who will settle for defense. In my opinion, I don't think anybody's going to settle defensively right now. I think both teams are going to try to score a second goal.
I would not be so sure, Malik, because the score is tie right now, and there's not much time left to score. So probably teams will choose the tactic of defense to not let in one more goal and not to lose.
Well, so far I might be proven wrong because both teams have been clearing the ball so far. So our guest star appearance might actually be correct on this one. And however, the ball is intercepted by Aliyah. Incredible fake as she controls the ball. Amazing dribbling control, but the Prague defense manages to contain her. And they attempt a counter, but Chantal is right there. Chantal has been doing a great job intercepting passes, fixing the obvious gaps in the defense. And
this might be dangerous, but the low line of defense for Cossacks seems to be working. And what do we have here? Prague is dribbling, and it's no. Great save by the goalkeeper. Great save. Wow. Wow. I think one half of the audience at least thought that it was a goal, but goalkeeper just took the ball from the line. Okay. And let's talk about number 7 of Cossacks team. Do you think it might be the opening of today's game, and maybe she will shine in the future games also?
Well, certainly, and it is full time, and it ends in a stalemate, 1-1 for both teams. No one takes the lead on this one. Great result for the Cossacks, especially counting that they have won one already against this team and then tied the second one. Dima, you've mentioned number 7 with a great goal, a great equalizer in the second half. A very tight match all throughout. But yes, I believe number 7, this goal will be the confidence that is very much needed for her, because I believe she's a great striker. But so far she's been outshined by the likes of Alisa Pimenova and Aliyah on the offensive side, and I believe her scoring this important goal for the team even opens the offensive threat of KS.
Yeah, I agree with you. And if the coach uses all of these 3 players correctly, it would be a very dangerous attacking force of Cossacks.
Yes, and for anyone who has not watched the streamed game, you've missed out on a lot. Arguably one of the fastest tempo games this tournament. Incredible competition, a truly deserved stalemate on both sides. I think both sides gave their best throughout first and second half, but closer to the end, as you mentioned, they've decided to settle in for a tie. But amazing opportunities.
And from these 2 games that we saw right now, the first one that I'm talking about is Warsaw against KS A team, and this game I really think that the semi-finals would be very, very intense. And in about half an hour the new game will begin, and it's KS A team versus Bucharest. What are your thoughts on this game?
Well, I truly hope that KS will A team will finally be able to grab their first win of the tournament, as all the matches have been a bit disappointing all throughout. There's no shying away from that, but I believe that the Bucharest team they seem to be might already run out of energy by then, so perhaps this is where the KSA team can make their pitch and show their worth, and we'd like to conclude this, and we ask everyone to tune in again at 12:30 for the KSA team match. Thank you very much.
Stay tuned.